Good morning, everybody. I thought we'd do some stitching today, and I can't put it on the hoop, so we're just gonna have to make do with what we got, okay? And I am working on the um, of the watercolor cardinal again, and I thought we'd do some stitching today instead of diamond painting. I put a tried to put a video up yesterday, and I don't know what it was, but boy, it took forever for it to upload yesterday. I don't know what the deal was. But it finally got it done, and so that's a good thing. And so we're just going to sit here and do a little stitching and whatnot. If you hear somebody talking in the background, that's Ava. I'm watching her video, but I got the volume down real low. So, yep, I can multitask in that aspect. I can watch what she's doing. I can hear what she says. I can talk and stitch all at the same time. Yeah. I did a lot of work on the white tiger yesterday. And it won't be long now, a few days, and it'll be done, which that's a good thing. And anyhow, I took the kitties out this morning, and for some reason they didn't want to stay out. So I said, okay, because I took them out around about 11, and they weren't out more than a little over an hour, because it's now 12:06. So for some reason they didn't want to stay outside this morning, which that's fine. Yeah. I'm using my the 3770 thread, which is for the symbol 18, number 18. Now, because I used one, I'll show you real quick. All right, that's what I finished. It was full, but now it's empty. I used it all. So now I'm working on the second one, which is this one. And so we just take it one day at a time. What I've been doing is I'm trying to stick to colors. I'll pick out a particular color if there's a lot of it, and then I'll stitch on that until I run out of that color, and I don't need to use it anymore. And then I'll move on to a different color. Yeah. I'm hoping you can see this, because it's hard for me to keep you guys in frame when I'm trying to stitch in hand. Anyhow, so it's a pretty day, though. It's nice out. I'm not sure what the temperature is, and but it's really nice. The sun is shining, and just a slight breeze, nothing major, and but yeah, it's a pretty day. It's not too hot. According to my computer, it says it's 79 degrees here in Chickamauga. Yeah, for some oddball reason, the girls just didn't want to stay outside today. So I brought them in. So I figured I'd do a video while I'm sitting here. And I figured we'd do some stitching. I was thinking about making, designating one day a week to doing nothing but stitching. And then the rest of the time we'll do diamond painting. You know. Yeah. So I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, I'm going to get my daughter to help me start up a Facebook group uh, for my channel. So, I mean, I've got a Facebook group already, but I want one that's attached to my channel. So that's separate from the regular my regular Facebook. And I think I'm going to do a private group, right? So I'm going to have to get it to where it's kind of like Tita's, to where you have to request to become a part of it, and that way you can, take pictures and send me pictures of what things y'all are doing, whether it's, diamond painting, crocheting, cross stitch, doesn't matter. Just show me pictures of what you're doing. Yeah, I was tired yesterday, so I ended up sleeping in today. I woke up about, I don't know, it was just a little after daylight. But I laid there and, watched videos and stuff, and I refused to get my butt out of bed. So I was being lazy today. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, the night before I'd had a hard time sleeping. I just couldn't seem to settle down and rest. So that's why I decided to have me a lazy day this morning. Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to reach for something. Yeah, Frankie's up on top, busy grooming herself now that she's had her breakfast. Yeah. I heard that they found that guy that did all that terrible stuff there in Kentucky. That's what I hear anyway. And which is a good thing. At least they know he's not going to do it again, because he wasn't exactly breathing, shall we say. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I just gave up on trying to do counted. I just couldn't do it anymore. You know, kept losing my place, and then I'd miscount, and it's just one problem after another. So, I said, you know what? It is just not worth it. So, I decided I stick with the printed cross stitch. It's a lot easier, you know. Yeah. Yeah, the reason I'm not using a hoop is because it's where I'm stitching is too close to the edge uh, of the material, and so it's not enough room to put a hoop on it and still be able to stitch. So unfortunately, I have to do it by hand. But luckily, I can do it in hand as well. It's I don't like to, but I do. I can do it. You know. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of the shows on BritBox here lately, and and so they've got some pretty nice, pretty good shows. You know, one of my favorites is Father Brown. I like watching them, and then another one that I enjoy is Rosemary and Thyme, I think it's called, and then of course the Agatha Christie's, with Poirot. I like watching those. And so, and another one was what is it, Miss Marple? Miss Marple. Anyway, I like watching those. So I'm into the crime type shows, but I do like them, the British ones. Yeah. Well, we're covering a little bit of ground here. Yeah. I'm just so used to doing the stabbing what they call the stabbing method, that even when I'm doing it in hand, I still use the stabbing method. And mine mainly is because you end up with a neater stitch. The your the stitch that you're working on comes out a lot neater than doing the sewing method. I don't know why, but it does. I don't really know. When you're doing the sewing method, the thread has a tendency to twist on you, and so it doesn't lay flat like it should. One thing I am going to do, I'm going to shift you just slightly. Okay. So that way I know for sure that you can see what I'm doing. And, but, yeah, we're running out of thread here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's all right. I just get some more out when it's time. Yeah. Yeah, I think what I'll do is after I get done with 18, I think I may work on number 17 because that's the next one right here in this corner, and there's a lot of it. Not sure what the color is. I'd have to get the sheet out to look at it. Here we go. We're getting there. Yep. Just like so. Alrighty, we're going to tie this one off and grab another, try to grab another thread here. See, what I do is I weave it up underneath. That way I don't have any tails sticking out. Mm-hmm. And then I take and I cut the tail off. I don't know if you can see that or not. I cut the little tail off here on the top, and boom, you're done. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Looks good. And so anyway, that's what we're working on here, number 18. We got all of this here and all across here on the top, and then the rest of it's done. We don't have a lot more to do. I'm gonna raise you up a little bit, okay? And tilt you. Okay. And what I'm getting ready to do is get us some more thread. Come on, separate. There we go. And what I do is I separate it. Right. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. There we go. There. Just like so. Now 1, 2. Okay. Get my threader here. And whoop. Yeah, I don't think I could operate without my needle threader. And that is the truth. There's one. And then what I do is I reach over here and get another needle. Whoop. Like so. That way I've got 2 of them threaded at the same time. And then we don't have to go through this. So. There we go. That over there. And I'm going to push you over a little bit. Yeah.
See what I'm going to watch today.
Trying to get you adjusted so that way you can see what's going on. Yep. put in my little pin stitch like I always do. And we begin again. Just like so.
Or I can downsize. I downsized quite a bit.
Mhm.
So I just, and so I was really happy with that. I got rid of a lot of the things that I still have to
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on
cabinet.
what's been going on over there in Israel, and whew, some of the stuff they're doing is crazy, but it's not my place to judge them, you know. Mm. Yeah, I understand that they're saying that Trump had another attack at one of his rallies. This time they apparently attacked their supporters. Jeez. So I don't know. It's something to do about you know doing their going after some kind of problem with their eyes. I don't know. I don't know if they were sprayed with some kind of chemical or what. I'm not really sure. I know a bunch of them had to go to the emergency room. So I don't know. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world today. And my daughter works at this plant, and a lot of the people that she works with have a very limited English. All right, and so a lot of times she has to try to communicate with them in a way that they can understand her. And she was trying to explain to them that they wanted to know why their line didn't have any chickens on them, because they're supposed to process these chickens. And obviously they ran out of chickens. So she was trying to explain to them that there weren't any more chickens right then, and that they had to wait for another truck to come in. And anyhow, she was she. It's kind of like a combination of sign language and Spanish, okay? And uh, and she was doing. She said it looked almost like you were doing a funky chicken or something, some kind of chicken dance, and it was just hilarious. And a lot of the people there, they just got a laugh out of it. And she was trying to explain it to me, and even I laughed. I thought it was funny. And she was flapping her arms like a chicken, and was telling them no chicken right now, you know. The way she described it, it was funny. Yeah, I used to work with a lot of Spanish-speaking people, and a lot of them were very fluent in English. Unfortunately, every now and then you ran across one that um, didn't speak real good English, and so we always had a hard time communicating with them. And so what I ended up doing is doing what they call, I used to call it Spanglish. It was a combination of English and Spanish combined. And hey, it worked, you know, because I had a lot of the cleaning crew that would come in. Most of them were Spanish speaking people, and they're actually from Guatemala. And sometimes they had a hard time communicating or making me understand, and between their Spanish and my English, we found a way to communicate, and that's why we call it Spanglish. Uh, hey, whatever works, right?
May God bless you this day and every day. God loves you. That's sweetheart. And so does Jonah. And she's kind of smothered around. And yeah, I hope to see you guys.
All right. Here we can see what I'm doing, right?
And if by some reason a video doesn't load and you don't see the video, don't think that something happened to you. Chances are it because I'm out in the country and I have Wi-Fi. A lot of times it's not stable.
Yeah, I stayed up late last night working on that diamond painting of the white tiger. And I got a lot of it done. So, like I said, I'll probably have it done in a day or two. And then all I have to do is seal it. Which that'll work for me. Yeah.
Toodle-oodles, everybody!
Yeah, Ava's show just went off.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good evening for those of you who are across the country. My name is Emily Zayden, and I'm so pleased
I'm
to
going
have
to change the channel. I'll switch over and watch Stitching with Laura. Yeah, I sit there while I'm stitching. I sit there and watch the YouTube channels. And and she's getting ready to open up a package that she got. Let me get a sip of tea. Yep, she's opened up a package. Looks like a huge cross stitch in it. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a real long one. it looks like it's got Chinese ladies all on it. So, well, yeah, I ordered another cross stitch. I had this one. It was made out of. It was kind of like the colorful cat, but it was the full body instead of just the face. And what happened was that Lily knocked over a bottle of water, and it landed on that cross stitch. And unfortunately, printed cross stitch and water don't mix. So I ended up having to throw it away because it got damaged. And I really liked that particular cross stitch. So when I ran across it and it was on sale at Temu, I went ahead and ordered it. And when it comes in, I'll show you. But amazingly, I only paid $2.22 for it. I was like, okay. So I see it was on sale. So I went in and grabbed it. You know. Mhm. Let go. I keep having to adjust you uh, because I can't seem to keep you in the screen. So let me see. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah. Just gonna have to sit up, aren't I? Instead of leaning back. Well, mhm. Mm. Yeah, I got several of these cross stitch with an Asian type theme to them, and I've had them for several years, and I just haven't got around to starting them. Yeah, that's the good thing about crafts is you can put them on the shelf and you can get to them when you get to them, kind of thing. They don't eat; they just take up space. Um, yeah. Well, I think we may bring this to a close. I know it's kind of boring, and I don't have any good stories to tell today. So I'll probably bring this to a close here in just a couple of more minutes. You know, I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, I hope you enjoyed stitching with me and whatnot. The one good thing about this particular cross stitch is it's small. Oop, got an itch. Um, it's small enough that if I stick with it and whatnot, I might actually be able to finish it. I don't know. We'll see. You know, I need to get back to that tribal one and finish that one because that one's almost completed. But what happens is I'll do it for a while and I'll basically just get bored with it and I want to move on to something different. And then when I got this one in, I liked it so much I said I have got to start this for the autumn. So that's what I did. Yeah, I got a lady that lives next door, and she works for the school system. And I'm going to have my daughter contact her because her and my daughter are friends and see about donating all of these little trays and stuff that I get through the diamond paintings and donating them to the school. So I got that idea from one of the ladies that one of you ladies that watches my show, my channel, and I thought that was I never even thought about the school, but I'm gonna contact her and ask her about it, and either that or get her to get me in contact with someone that I can talk to and make that arrangement, and that way all of those little green trays and all those pins and whatnot don't just end up in the trash and end up in the landfill somewhere. You know, that way I can, at least it's being used for something. Even if it's not being used for diamond painting, it could be used for other things. I used to use it to put paint in, and I used to put a black border around or a dark blue border around my diamond paintings after I sealed them, and um, that way it looked like it had a border on it. And I used to just paint it with acrylic paint, you know, either dark blue or black or something, you know, and and that's what I used to use those trays for. Because when I was done with them, you just take and throw them away. So anyhow, but if I can give them to the school and let the school, use them for water paints or whatever, that would be great because that way it would be used, you know, instead of just throwing them away. Yeah, my daughter's got to get ready to start getting ready for work here in just a little while. Yeah, she usually has to leave here about 2:15. So she goes and picks up a fellow worker. She gives her a ride, and because she goes right by her place all the time anyway. So she swings by and picks up Michaela and brings her to work with him, and then drops her off at night. That way, she's not. See, the bus service stops at around midnight. Well, most of the time they're not getting off work until about 12:30, which leaves Michaela having to walk several miles in the dark in the middle of the night, right, in a not such a good sector of town, and so my daughter takes her home at night, and they just got where she just picks her up in the day too, and just gives her a ride. Michaela helps her with gas, which is good. You know. Mm. At least that way, Michaela's not walking in the dark. At 1 o'clock in the morning through a rough section of town, trying to get home. You know, and so that's why my daughter doesn't mind taking her because you know it's bad enough walking in that area during the day, let alone walking around in that area at night. Yeah, so. Alrighty, I think we're going to bring this to a close. And I'm just going to say, have a good day. And we will get back with you probably either later today or possibly tomorrow. Okay. And y'all have a blessed day. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families. And we will see you again tomorrow. All right. Bye bye.